going to talk about scales. I've talked about scales before, and I probably mentioned before as well. There's a sort of Goldilocks area between the 5th and 12th frets. That's the reason why it's called a Goldilocks area, and you'll see a lot of players playing in that area. It's because it's a nice, comfortable place on the guitar. The frets aren't too far apart. You don't have any sort of undue stretching, because obviously at the bottom where the frets are further apart, and you've got to sort of move yourself around to cater for that. On the other end of the scale, your frets aren't all bunched together, so you're not sort of, you know, this is nice and comfortable here. And so I'm going to be basing, well, first of all, I'm going to be playing a lot of scales within this range and outside of this range. And then I'm going to be playing scales in just one position, on one area of the fretboard. So the scales I'm going to be playing are actually the church modes. If you're not aware of the church modes, there's 7 of them. There's 3 major modes, and there's 3 minor modes, and there's a diminished mode. Now, the first run of this, I'm going to be playing it probably in the same way as you've started off with scales. Leading with this finger if I'm playing major scale, and leading with this finger if I'm playing minor scales. So I'm going to start off in the key of A. Now, in the key of A, there's 3 sharps. There is F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. I just wanted to know that when I actually start doing the scales, you'll see where I'm leading from. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the A. So these are the modes. There's the Ionian, there's the Dorian, there's the Phrygian, there's Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, Locrian, and then it goes back to Ionian. So I'm going to start off with the Ionian on the A. On the A, leading on the A, first degree. Okay, so that's A. And now I'm going to do B Dorian. Now B Dorian is a minor, so I lead off with this finger. Next one is Phrygian, which will be C sharp Phrygian, and Phrygian is a minor scale. So I start off with this finger. And the one after that is Lydian. It's a major scale, so I'll be starting with this finger, and it's on the D. The one after that is Mixolydian, which is a major scale, and it's on E, and I'm leading with this finger. You might notice now that I'm going outside the Goldilocks zone. I'm getting into an uncomfortable area on the neck. So the next one is F sharp, and it's Aeolian, and it's a minor, so I'll be starting off with this finger. See, I'm already sort of struggling a little bit. The next one is G sharp, and it's a Locrian, and it's a diminished scale, but I start it like I do with a minor. So, and then back to A. So as you can see, I was already going outside the Goldilocks zone. The next set of scales are going to be exactly the same, but I'm not going to leave this area of the neck. Now, the way that works is I'm going to be playing the same scale. I'm going to be playing the Ionian scale, but I'm going to be starting it from different degrees. That's how you'll see that it sounds exactly the same as what I just did there, but starting off from different degrees, because they're all related, so they use the same notes. So I can actually do the same scales from the same place. So I'll explain that now. So I'm going to start off again with the A Ionian. Now, instead of using this, because I'm going into a minor, I'm actually going to be using this to do the B Dorian. And I'll be using this for the Phrygian. So this is the C sharp Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, the Aeolian, and then the Locrian, scale. I just starting at different degrees, but I was able to play all those scales and incorporate it in the same part of the neck. Now, to get that under your belt, start leading with different fingers will open up your playing, because it means you're no longer at the mercy of the entire neck, because you only know how to play the scales in one way. So that opens up your playing. It means that you can go anywhere on the neck and play what you want to play, and play the scales that you want, the way that you want to play them. It's really, really important to try and get that sort of understood, and that will really help your playing. Now, to help probably understand where the notes are, I strongly recommend you go and have a look at my I've got two videos on deconstructing chords where I actually show you how I'm able to know where the notes are in any particular place. I'm quite surprised it's not had any views. It's only had 6 views, and 3 of them are mine. I strongly recommend you go and have a look at that. I go into quite a lot of detail about how those chords actually are formed. So yeah, so that's just I would sort of strongly recommend trying to nail your scales from single positions around the neck. It will certainly help you playing. Well, I hope this has been helpful, and I'll catch you next time.